6 years on, we have a Teen Wolf movie. I mean, I can't believe this. Why was it important for you to return and to continue to tell his story?
I mean, anytime you get the opportunity to retell a story or to continue the story, I think is really special. We started this show when I was 18 years old, and it's always meant something a lot. It's always meant a lot to me and to the fans, and so just that alone made it unique and special for me to reprise the role. But another thing that's really cool is that Scott is older now, and so are the fans. And there was so much relatableness with the show that I was really interested and excited to see how I was going to make Scott relatable again, but grown up, with the fans. Like something that I loved when I was a kid was Rugrats, and then like a few years later there was Rugrats all grown up, and seeing them as like teenagers and in high school, it was really special. I don't know why. There's just something really cool about seeing these characters grow older. And so I felt like the same sort of vibe for, Teen Wolf. And I felt like it's something that needed to happen. I felt like we were doing it a service, the world a service by bringing back these characters in a way that people can now relate to as adults and young adults. And I felt like it was needed, for a lot of people. A lot of people grew up watching the show and learned a lot of, ideologies from watching our show. And so I think they depend on Teen Wolf a little bit. I've met a lot of fans over the years and they say, your show saved my life. Like it really taught me how to be comfortable with myself because we were very inclusive with every single type of person. And the fact that we can expand upon that and come back for them is it's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, Teen Wolf has a very passionate and devoted LGBTQ plus fan base. What do you think it is about the series, apart from its inclusivity and diversity, that connects so deeply with the community?
I mean, I think that apart from it being inclusive, is that like we didn't shove the subject down everyone's throat. It was just natural and normal. It was like, this is what everyday life is like. You're gay, you're straight, you're whatever. And it wasn't, these topics weren't like, here's gay, here's straight. It was all just super, just normal. It wasn't, and I think that's what people really appreciated because we're all normal. There's been weird stigmas put in the air for hundreds and thousands of years. And we were just sort of breaking that stigma of just like, this is just how we are. This is everyday life. This is how people are and how they interact. And it's not something that, we spotlighted it by taking the spotlight sort of off, if that makes any sense. It was just normal. And I think that for me, that's what I loved about it. It was, yeah.
Yeah. During the original run of the show, did the queer storylines and characters, help you come to terms with your own identity?
I think it definitely helped not let the subject die in my head. It was constantly there. It was constantly being accepted, So for me, it was easier to not be ashamed about what I was going through. And, it was just like, I was just instilled with this idea of acceptance for who I am, and that, yeah, I think, the show I owe that to the show, but also just the way that I've grown up and who I am and who I want to inspire people to be is just to be yourselves with no shame. I think that all played a part in that.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. I wish I could have more of your time today.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Sam. That's really, really sweet. You're the best.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you. And thank you for this film. It was gorgeous. Thank you.
Thank you. You're the best. Hell yeah.